Hey Josh, it's Wednesday since, you two messed up yesterday. So, first off, to answer your question from last week, my paper is going alright. I've mostly been focusing on, just getting the general outlines for it. I haven't started writing the actual paper, but I'm planning on starting that tomorrow night, because I'm hanging out with Tori tonight, so, yeah. But yeah, so that's going alright. We also have a group assignment that is stressing me out a little. Just a little bit. It's not too bad, but basically for the group assignment, we're trying to find the pros and cons to not having written language. And I'm in my group. I'm in the pro team. So each group has to find the pros and cons and then write a presentation about it. But we're dividing up the stuff into different teams, and I'm in the pros team, and it is very difficult to find pros to not having a written language. Very, very difficult, but I'm working on it, so yeah, that's going well. So anyway, for this video, I'm gonna be talking about writing, but not writing but not the essays, that I probably should be focusing more on, but, anyway, so, the DM for my main group, Anthony, the one that we're doing Tyranny in, I realized that I've never actually given him a backstory for my character. Varys, Amakir, Wood Elf Swashbuckler, one of my favorite characters that I've ever made. But, I realized that I haven't actually made a backstory for him, like a full-on backstory, and I started writing a backstory for him. Actually, that was the story that I was writing when you and Taylor were here, here in Ohio. So yeah, that goes to show you how long I've been working on it. I haven't gotten very far in it though, because I'm not quite sure 100% where I want to go with it. But I know that I'm trying to explore some of the characteristics of Varys in it, and one of the things is that he does not trust dwarves. One, because he's an elf, and two, because he got stabbed in the back by a dwarf, literally. Because basically, long story short, he was imprisoned, was able to disguise himself, because he's a charlatan, so of course he was able to pass himself off as someone else, and because he has a +9 to deception, and I roll really well when I roll for deception, and so he is a very good liar. And so he was able to convince the crew that, he was being sent off on a ship to, I don't remember where it was that they were going, but he was gonna be executed there. But he was able to escape and convince the crew that, like, oh no, I'm not that guy, because I don't know where I'm going with it, but he was able to convince people. But yeah, but I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want a backstory for him? I'm working on one at the moment. I give you a long version, or I can give you a short version. He was just like, yeah, just give me the short version. I was gonna be giving him a short version anyway, but just kind of a funny thing that I thought that I'd ask him, but yeah, so I typed that out. That was, let's see, our session was on Saturday, or last Saturday, which that was amazing. I loved it so much. The costumes were so good for the most part. I'll send pictures maybe if you want. Let me know if you want them. But yeah, so uh, So it was a couple of days before that session that I was like, hey, should I give you an actual backstory? Because I haven't really done that yet. And he was like, yeah, that would be appreciated. And then later, actually Monday, yeah, Monday, Monday or Tuesday, I don't remember which day it was. It was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. Anthony asked us to make an NPC that our characters would know that is in a particular one of the 5 factions of the Sword Coast, of Faerun, I think it's pronounced Faerun. And so I was just like, hey, I have these other characters that I can do, or that I've been wanting, or that I could use, that I put some amount of thought into since I'm writing about them in the story. And so I was just like, alright, do I want to use the dwarf, or do I want to use one of the other prisoners that he... Long story short, one of the other prisoners is an arcane caster and had disguised self that she was able to use to disguise herself. So that's the short version of that. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna use her because the dwarf, I'm not really sure how it would go if the two of them met, because Varys would try and kill him right on the spot, probably. But yeah, so that's something that I worked on. And I probably went a little overboard, just a little bit. But I tried to make it as straight to the point as I could, because I don't want him having to worry about it when he has 10 other people that he has to worry about as well, because that is such a big group. But so yeah, that's something that I've been working on, along with my actual stuff for school, of course, but these are just sort of the things that I've done just past time. So yeah, that'll do it for this video, so, Alright, my question for you, Josh, is, have there been any NPCs for your player characters that you've put probably too much thought into? So that'll do it for this video. So Josh, I will see you on Friday. Hopefully YouTube doesn't screw up again. Later, bro.